Okay, I think I'm better now. You can probably see why. I've taken so much time to myself, doing something different. Where were we? Not here. I think here. Oh, he's like my picture is so much better. Like this is kind of a big problem with art. Like, why are we even involving Ben anyway? If we're gonna just ship Anon and Olivia and not really concern ourselves with the actual intricacies of that relationship, just have Anon learn to paint, and you can go that way. I don't know, like, take a different direction with the character. I don't know. It's fucking. It's such a weird. Like, I get it, right? Like, I've always complained that I want to have some new scenes, but man, if I don't know if this is how to do it. Just have Ben and Anon kiss already. Ben. Wait. I hand the camera back over, which he takes and switches the memory card back out, then he just hands it right back. Ben, we're both done with our shots? But, Ben has a mischievous glint in his eyes. Every photographer needs a camera, don't you agree? You see, Ben, no, I can't. This thing is more than I'd ever be okay purchasing myself. All the more reason to keep it. He waves it off with his hand. There's a fresh memory card with only your shot in it, and not to make this sound less than altruistic, but this is one of my more older models. I couldn't be without a camera. I grasp the camera in both hands and let it sink in that it is mine now. You're not given a sink, you're given a camera, not a sink. Thanks, Ben. But why? Ben hands me a series of accoutrements, like a lens. It's just accessories, man. Accoutrements, along with a smaller camera bag from his duffel. Like, this guy just came prepared to gift this man a life. Like I said, I can't say it's entirely selfless. Aside from being an old and unforgiving model, think of it as a study of photography and a thanks for being so mature with me. I mean, that's a nice one. But the thing is, Anon isn't mature. And I'm pretty sure that Damien would have picked up on that. Anon is a coward. He's not mature, he's a coward. He trails off, seemingly reluctant to finish as we near the front of the school. Yeah? Also what? He shakes his head, looking back at me. Again, I've come to realize that these rarely matter that much. Like, if you are reading text and you're never following up on this, don't bother. I can imagine he's probably looking at you. That's how conversations work. That's implicit to conversations. And you might say that's not a big deal. This is half of the descriptive text that predates the actual part we care about, right? Well, perhaps a bribe, too. No, that sounds manipulative. An incentive... Alright, a gift, in hopes that you can do something for me. Nothing big. There is an eyebrow at him. Of course, this is all something. Ben is still human after all, if one who puts on a nice front. I like that person just does not work in that context. Ugh. It doesn't carry the same gravitas to us. Please don't think any less of me, really. He squirms out of my innocuous... what? I just want you to know I'm happy for your friendship with Olivia, and I want you to know that you'll do right by her. Oh, he wants to know if he'll do right by her. My bewildered gaze spurs him to make it clear. It's just that she's quite proud. I used to be her friend, though she tried to forget that, I suppose. I'm afraid that she let her obsession with independence hurt her further. What does that even mean, Ben? Clearly, I'm missing droves of... God damn it, did I just tear something? No, probably not. That was just my brain being weird. Clearly, I'm missing droves of context here. Sorry to have even brought it up. He shakes his head and frowns. I don't want this nice gesture to be tainted. I should have brought it up separately. Or never. It isn't my place anymore. But I think you know what I mean. She used to be different, outgoing, if you can believe. After the freshman art contest, she became convinced that she had to do everything on her own, and to reject anything she saw as a handout. An outgoing Olivia? It's hard to imagine, unless she used to be constantly bright-eyed like she is with the Atacon. In a way, I'm jealous of Ben of knowing her from back then. What he's saying does track with what I know about her. But his explanation doesn't quite fit her own words. You'd almost think he was simply... Well, wait. You'd almost think he was implying everything after. That was... Wait, what? But his explanation doesn't quite fit her own words. You'd almost think he was implying everything after that was seen as a handout rather than the word itself. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. I see. So yeah. Why aren't you friends anymore? I try to help too much, he said matter-of-factly, but leaves it at that. And now pushing will get me... Anna, you're a coward. You don't push people. Still don't get why he brought it up, though. Can't help someone through trauma. Barely function on my own with the constant denial of reality. A parentless, friendless loser with an non-existent future and a time limit on his home. Actually, I could probably remove friendless from the title now. Won't help her if she doesn't want it, I say. Part of me wonders if it's selfish too. But what if... Ben sputters, sighing afterwards. Okay, yes, I understand. My apology for bringing it up. It would be best not to mention it to Olivia at all, or I may fall on you too. I nod back. What kind of relationship does he think I have with her? Does barely tolerated scream she'll hear me out to him? Well, it was both a favor and forget it. A deep dark part of me wants to claw for more answers, but it isn't my job. Yeah. I pass the time before Mia comes to get him, making small talk about classes and our plans for the weekend. The latter of which I keep vague since I don't really have any. When Mia tears up the street, I hear her switch station.
Get the hell in, Benny. We're gonna be late for 3 Fast 5 Furious at the theater.
Ben shakes his head and chuckles before bidding me farewell and getting in. She points at me. I flinch in response.
I owe you a monkey boy.
She burns rubber like it's going out of style, drowning out any of my protestations, and takes off. Poor Ben. It looks like his life flashed before his eyes, and he was weighing every choice he made to get him in that car. Maybe me as a girlfriend isn't all sunshine and bully flirting. On my way home, I look over my new camera. I may be broke, but maybe I can pay Ben back in a way that's not involving Olivia. Probably the nicest gift I've ever received. Well, no, the second nicest. Since I got the first on my second day in St. Hammond's. I snapped a few shots in the metro. Not in the way, though, since I refrained from snapping strangers as photos, even if I could get permission. We're not in Japan, my man. Entering my home, sweet home, I switch on a random show for some background noise and plant my face directly into my pillow. A weekend of sleep pales in comparison to what I want, but it'll have to do. I think we need to turn on a different track now, because we are in school. Another week almost down the drain. Another week closer to whatever happens at St. Hammond's. I never imagined ending up at this school, so tomorrow is more than enough of a mystery to me. Ben's been texting me non-stop to get a hold of my number. Yet somehow not a worthwhile or coherent thought has been shared. It's a fun pastime to say meaningless phrases and watch him go off on an unrelated tangent with several max character bubbles. I was reaching another plane of intelligence after I blew him off with wahoo, and he sputtered into soliloquy on the meaning of life. I hope that's just Adam being colorful instead of him actually talking about the meaning of life, because that just makes you sound weird. I'm unimpressed with the ultimate conclusion of, like, you gotta live it, man, you can't not live, you gotta wahoo. Hard crash on the Socrates to Joe Rogan. What? Oh, so he's being, like, actually kind of cool about it, and he just sounds like he's high on fucking weed. Liz and Ben are a lot more respectful, with the former checking in on me every now and then with attempts to lure me to school events, with pie-in-the-sky ideals of volunteering for a good cause and getting outside more. The latter checks in on me every once in a while, with photography being a primary topic. I've only spoken or texted to him a handful of times since last Saturday, and nothing relating to Olivia since then. Speaking of Olivia, we've gotten an understanding. Things aren't nearly as hostile between us anymore, with minor disagreements. How nice of you. Well, ignoring just how many fucking times she's cracked me one with a tail. I just don't think reaching for her pen deserves a bruised metacarpal, but she disagrees. The only real spat I've had with her recently was when she whipped me on the tailbone particularly hard one day and we locked eyes. With the same derisive glare which I returned without reservation. It was a tense day, but we both got over it without talking about it. She's been jealously guarding her art from me, though. Netting me more than a few lumps from her tail, but I can accept those as the cost of flying too high. Every now and then we'll banter, but We more or less just have an peaceable silence. Sometimes she'll help me out with a question, and I'll do the same in history. Unlike the hot and cold diva she was when we first met her, now she's just a cold one. Checking my phone every morning now, and I feel like a fucking rock star. All then I would wake up with 0 texts and 0 calls. I'm practically famous with 2 texts on average, and sometimes I even have 2 DMs going on at once. Oh man, oof. No Mr. Farris this Friday morning, though, and the day before. The commute is a bit lonely without him here, whatever it's his mass or the conversation I'm missing. It's a toss-up. Come to think of it, I can't remember the last time someone took interest in my thoughts, except maybe Mr. Yadika. Looks like Ferris got a 4-day weekend, lucky bastard. Can't fault him for that, and I probably wouldn't think twice about some knobhead human student I see for less than an hour a day. Metro sure is barren today, actually. The usual suspects of recurring passengers are all mysteriously absent. The very wind feels different this morning, with balmy breezes offering a respite from the recent heat. I take a short walk from the station to campus and arrive at a desolate sight. No students, an empty parking lot, and all doors are closed. Alright, this is some big joke on the human, right? Soon enough someone will jump out and scare the piss out of the skinny. Bit of a waste of a senior prank. Wait, no, this is before graduation, don't they? It's just the bang on the entrance receives no answer. And with my cupped hands I look inside, only to see darkened hallways with natural light spilling in to illuminate the edges. Huh. Yeah, I'm not worth this level of effort, so what gives? I pull out my phone and autopilot to Damien on the Messenger app. No, you sent him one through fucking YouTube. Yo, where's everyone at school? I lean up against the wall and look around. The surrounding streets seem unusually clear, especially for rush hour. Damien still doesn't respond after 10 minutes, and I find my finger hovering on the call button. Despite literally being the device's function, I really hate making calls. Gotta worry about how you sound and shit. A text faux pas has the old asterisk correction to fall back on. You can always blame autocorrect when that fails. Still, the phone rings out against my ears and I cross my fingers. Again, monkey brain, primitive, not even conscious, like his subconscious monkey brain is doing all the fucking work in this series. It's terrible. Just admit it's not Anon anymore, man. This is not the Anon I love. The Anon that I would smooch. Actually, I wouldn't smooch him. Shit, catch something if I tried. I'd catch loseritis, you see. Quite a terrible thing to have. Oh, man. All that work for nothing. Still, the phone rings against my ears, and I cross my fingers with the hope that he doesn't answer, so that I get that 3-day weekend after all. Maybe everyone's out at some big dino party, the thought of which leaves me more relieved than insulted I'd be left out. Yo, hey man! Damien screeches. I don't think Damien can screech. After only 3 rings. Hey, Damien. Where's everyone? At my house, yo! The whole school is at your house? You just can't turn up the jokes, man. I love it. No, my whole fam's at my house, ready to party! Party? What for? Why is the school empty? It's summer's in, man! He pauses before realizing I'm still not catching on. You know, last warm day of the year, everyone skips so often they just made it a holiday. I said you'd be cool to come over yesterday? What? No, you didn't. Yeah, of course I did, man. It was after I asked how taxes work, and before I told you that my brother thinks you Snoot videos are movies. I must have the most retarded look on my face, but I'm completely lost as to when this happened. That sentence, that but does not belong there. Because I must have the most... That implies a because, if anything. Wait, did you text me this? Yes, you remember. I invited you over and said Olivia would be there, and you said, and I quote, hell yeah, man. Which made you sound pretty pumped about one of those things. Damien sure can talk, and if he's telling the truth, makes me realize I should probably at least skim his texts. Feeling kind of bad now. Right, must have slipped my mind. Can you give me your address? You know it, broski. In the texts. I should... Never been to a house party outside of the ones my parents dragged me to. Should I bring something? Please say no. I don't mean that if it costs money. Nah, man. Dad's gonna cook up a bunch of meat. No cover charge. A la carte for family and friends alike. Seriously, don't worry about a single thing. Not one. We've got it all. Alright, well, guess I'll come over now. Oh, sick. It'll be a bit early, but I can show you the curve and we can game it out or something. Oh, I gotta go. Vinny's challenging me to a kung fu off. I must answer. Konnichiwa. Yeah, wait, who's Vin? The line goes dead. Give me time to check over the walls of text, and sure enough, there's the address. Google Maps directions already hyperlinked in the messenger. 61193 Crouton Road. Looking over the texting topics, though, my head hurts at how quickly Damien bounced from unrelated topic to unrelated topic. It's got HCAG, man. It's just how it goes. Let the man think. He then intersplices them with surprisingly sober moments where he earnestly talks about his day and someone in his life. I must be a pretty shitty friend. If Damien is inviting me over, none the wiser. I'm at a crossroads. I could either take the invitation and potentially suffer a family of Damiens, make an excuse not to show up. The former might be a massive pain, or pain, if you will. But the latter would... but the latter could damage what tenuous relationship I somehow hadn't botched out of negligence. Olivia will be there, and he said it almost like a selling point. Screw it. If I head home now, I won't do much other than beat a random Boru. Come on, man. At least you can just pretend. Play Vigilant Sleep. If it's the last one, then maybe I'd have drove with some company. What the fuck are you talking about, Anon? Maybe I ought to enjoy it with some company. It'll be nice to feel socialized. You've taken to this normie lifestyle pretty damn fast. It took you weeks with Fang. Or even with Rosa took a little bit. I plug in my peasant wired head. No, man, wired is better. Fuck those headless things. They're awful. I always hear everyone's fucking music. God. Wired headphones for me to walk to the pain residence and turn on the video just tea. Oh no. Standing here, I realize you were just like me, trying to rewrite history. Or trying to make history? Why did you say fighting for victory? Please, that's wrong. That's not how the line goes. Oh, I'm so pissed. Hold up. Hold the fuck up. Official lyrics. You're just like me, trying to make history. Hold up, where is it? Hold up, my music's playing. Ba ba ba, standing here, I realize. How can you possibly mistake that for fighting for victory? The entire story, the song, is about... God damn it, man! Don't tell me you're one of those right-wing losers who's unwilling to accept that Metal Gear Rising is fucking political. They're always political. It's just how loud you are about it that changes. Because the very nature of what is normal is a... Like, I'm also of the opinion that interpretation is part of the equation, you know? Like, you can go to the wiki and they're like, oh man, the song is, it's about what, hold on, here we go. The song is the true theme of Samuel Rodriguez for various reasons. The song heavily emphasized the point of view from Samuel in his fight with Reagan during the final battle. His realization that only one of them can survive in the encounter and change the future of the United States is clear. I feel no life will be born beneath the bloodstained sand. Now, I always took that as kind of like a Phoenix thing, you know? No matter the outcome, Samuel serves as the wind with change. Fair enough. Fair enough. But I mostly thought that it was supposed to be about like the cycle of violence, you know. Violence begets violence in an endless cycle, and the very act of trying to stop it only continues it, you know. I don't know. I'm just annoyed. Come on, it's a good song. Damien lives in a pretty nice neighborhood, and he's not wrong. He's within major league home run distance of St. Hammonds. We're a pretty peaceful walk, too, except for some crazy fucking pit mommy's hellhound chasing me the rest of the block to Damien's house. barely keeping ahead of this thing, and narrowly juke it twice on his line before it runs to the door, banging away, and Damien! I feel the infernal jaws collapse onto my... Why would they collapse? They snap onto your ankle. Come on! Stop using a thesaurus! Anon isn't like that! I fold like an omelet as it begins dragging me away. I reel back with my other foot ready to brain this thing, just as Damien opens the door. I think that Anon kicking a dog would be an unrecoverable character trait, though. You might as well have him eat an apple at that point. Frills flaring and begins yelling in Spanish. Vete, cuckoo! Vete, escasa! Vete a casa. The beast shrinks back like a vampire recoils from a stone crucifix. Why would it be a stone crucifix? The vast majority of crucifixes are made out of silver or wood. Or gold. Why stone? Why not the sun? In which it is literally right now. As it scurries off, Damien stands over me as I lay on my back, staring straight up. You okay, Anon? I told you the neighbors didn't leash their dog. Let me guess, in text? No, I told you on the second day of school when we were running. I'm laughing so hard I thought you were going to pass out. Damien, I was passing out. Sure as hell couldn't hear anything as you pushed me to the brink of death. So you do remember. He finger gunned me before stepping around me and offering a hand. I accepted as he raised me with more caution than last time. Like, I've come to realize that the big thing about writing, right? The reason... Writing... You're not going to get kudos for writing flowery bullshit. The reason you use descriptive text and text at all is to write character moments, to give essence and value and merit to something. Which is why I want to cut all that other bullshit out, because it doesn't matter. Because it's not where your story lives. Like, these kinds of character building moments are fantastic intermezzo's in between these high notes where things are tough or serious or heavy, you know. Let it simmer a little bit. Then you can catch him off guard by having that low key moment suddenly have a character development, which is pretty much what happens in Wani, right? Wait a second. Was that dog's fucking name Goku? Of course it knew Spanish. Man, they really gonna hammer on this one again? Yeah, he's such a sweetheart when you get to know him. By the way, man, is your foot okay? I slowly drag up my pant leg to reveal a thankfully bloodless injury. The crushing bite only left deep indents in my flesh, but the very truth was just shy of breaking skin through the denim. Thank God it was some Rexican's family pet and not some Trigger Clan's attack dog. You do know that if that was that dog would not be outside for long, right? Special on a neighborhood like this. Bitchy. Guess I could say I beat Goku. Not really, he would have eaten you without me. The reference goes over his head and he knocks me over with a sharp hit on my back. Anyway, come on in. Everyone's out back. Damien's place is most aptly described as lived in. You think that goes without saying, but coming from someone who lived in a house and not a home, it's not always the case. The family room blends right into a massive kitchen. Toy guns and a couple of loose X-Rocks controllers lie haphazardly across the living space. Maybe from Damien's younger brother? Or him? Neither would surprise me. Damien herds me out of the sliding glass back door and onto a wooden deck. A sizable yard, maybe equivalent in square footage to the house itself. Well, yeah, it's a suburban fuck you house. They always have a way too big yard. Above ground pool, concrete patio setup. It's nice. It must be nice. I think we'll leave it here for now. Managed to calm down. Maybe I can actually fucking finish this instead of becoming a big fat coward. The game changer pride flag, from the flag for when your gender changes every episode. How consistent you all know what my gender is, right? Oh. Well, I'll leave you to that. Next time we'll do... Again, we're just repeating stuff for the most part. And again, we had a bunch of stuff happens because Anon has a little monkey in his brain that makes him do stuff for no good reason. I don't know, man. I haven't written in weeks. I've been kind of just... very uninterested. A little defeated, I guess. Bye.